Before we get into the video, comment to let me know what you think the most useful villager profession is and why. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. What's up guys, my name's WhoGnu. Today I'm going to be working on the village that I have all walled in. I'm going to be mostly working on increasing the population size. My main goal for this is that I want to make an iron farm real soon, and for an iron farm you need villagers. Last I count, I have about like 6 villagers, so I would like to increase the population a bit. That way I can get on with trading and stuff like that. I also have a big vision for like turning this whole area into like a cool, you know, nice little village area, like make it look all really good and stuff. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, okay? First thing I like to do is build an apartment building sort of thing right here behind where I'm standing. They'll just have a ton of beds for villagers to sleep in. As you guys probably know, villagers need 2 things in order to make baby villagers, and that is they need food and they need to have a place for the babies to sleep. So I'll have a bunch of beds opened up for new villagers, and then I've got my wool farm producing enough wool for me to make a bunch of beds, and I've got my wheat farm producing enough bread for me to toss at the villagers so that they can increase the population size. As you guys can see, I have lit up the entire village, so hopefully less mobs will be spawning at night and killing off the villagers. When I started, the village was pretty much full of people, but throughout my time of playing, it's lowered to only like 5 or 6 villagers. So I would not like to see them go extinct or anything. So first off, I'm going to start marking out kind of the outline for what the apartment building is going to look like. I'd like to have it be several stories tall and maybe 3 rooms per story. And each room I want to have 2 beds. So let's see, if it starts here, I've got maybe the back corner next to the tree right there. So that'll be wall. I can have a bed here, a space, and then a bed here, and then more wall. That's the length of the bed. So I have another space, and that's about all I need. So we can have 2 beds here, a little window looking out, and then that'll be a room. There'll be a door here, and then another one right next to it. But you guys can see this is going to be the shape of it, and it's going to have just a staircase winding up around the outside, just kind of like a little platform that the villagers can walk up to get to each of their rooms. So I'm going to use, you can see I've collected a ton of wood. I'm going to say that each room's going to be 3 tall, and then I'm going to have posts at each of these corners where it's just logs, and on every floor I'm going to like kind of outline it with logs going sideways as well. So and then it'll be like that. Okay, so you can see the first floor all framed out, and all of those logs took about a stack, so I should have enough to do as many levels as I want, basically. So let's see, I'm going to turn all this back into regular grass, but if we have doors here, here, and here, I'd like the staircase going to the back to maybe start here, wrap up, you know, a level, and then run along here, and that'll have 3 more doors facing this way this time. And so each time it'll go up a level and then be facing the other way. I might also have windows sticking out the sides like this for the ones that aren't in the middle. So this is kind of the shape that each room will be. And then we'll say that there's maybe a torch on this wall here to light it up. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Now I know this is very plain, simple architecture, but I just like to throw up the main, like the majority of the building, and then I can decorate it all up later. So now you can see that the first floor is basically complete. Now it just needs, you know, windows, doors, and beds, and that's basically as far as I'm going to take it. So each floor is just going to kind of look like this again. I'm going to have the staircase wrapping up all the way around. Like that. No, not like that. Like that. And that. And then it's going to go into slabs that will go around this entire side. So the slabs will go around like this, and this will give them a platform for the entrances to their rooms. Now these logs will continue all the way up like that for 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the second floor all framed up. Let's go see what it looks like from down here. That ledge just isn't quite wide enough to get like the full view. Okay, so that's not too bad looking. And that will be filled in just as that is. Except the doors will be on this side. Yeah, let's count them out. So apart from the wandering trader who is standing on top of the well, or floating next to the well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers that decided to show up to this meeting here. I think there might be one other, but he's the one type of villager that just does whatever he wants. So I definitely need to get the population size up for sure. There we go. The second floor is all boxed out. I've got the stairs going up here. Now we can frame out the third. I think I just finished the third floor. This is probably looking massive from below. Let's go see it. Also might have to make those ledges a little bit wider, I'm not sure. Jeez. Looks like I can store a whole lot of villagers. Awesome. It's super like skinny or whatever, but that's great. I'm putting in all the doors, and I noticed that a lot of the buildings in the village, they kind of have the door set in like that rather than like this. That's just the style they have here, so I'm trying to match it as best I can. There we go. That should be all good now. Hopefully it doesn't look too stupid. It's alright. And I'm gonna make this back window even wider. That's nice. Make the villagers feel like they're not just sitting in a box. There we go. Now all I need to do is go and get some wool from my wool farms to make some beds. And let's see, I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, 18 beds. So each of those is 3 wool, which means 54 wool. Okay. That might actually take a while for my wool farms to produce, but let's get cracking on that. So my sheep farm has actually just amazed me. This one had like 18 in it, and this one had 30 in it, because I know that I had cleaned this one out earlier. And that brings me up to a total of 62 white wool, which I think was enough from earlier. So let's see. It should be enough for the 18 beds. There we go. Oh, this is going to take a long time. I should just craft these down by where I'm actually putting them. That will make a lot more sense. Awesome. There we go. That's all filled up. Filled up. Filled up. Pretty soon, hopefully we can see some villagers marching on up these stairs at night when they're going to bed. Oh! And we've already got a baby villager. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. That means that this is working. Yes, I've already got 2 living in the apartment building. This is great. So like I said, there is more decorating and stuff that I could do to this place, but for now we're going to call that a finished project, as it definitely works and it doesn't actually look too bad. So now we're going to move on to the next project that I'm planning on working on today in the village, and that is cleaning up this well space. I mean, this farm area almost goes right up to the well, and as you guys probably know, the villagers, when they have their daily meetings, they meet at the well. So I would like to turn this into a nice little meeting area, maybe with like some hedges and stuff around the outside, maybe even transform the well into like a fountain or something. Maybe not. So that is the next thing that I will be working on, because when I have a lot more villagers, they're gonna fill up this place. So I would like to have a large enough area that all of the villagers can meet without just like crowding into the streets like crazy. And before I get started on the well, I am going to be tossing bread at the villagers. You can see there are already 2 babies that have been made. And so they each take 3, and then once they recognize that there are beds that are open, they will, you know, meet up, and a little baby villager will just pop out of nowhere, which is great. Because eventually those baby villagers will grow up, and I'll be able to trade with them and stuff like that, use them in my iron farm, all the good stuff. Let's see, where are other villagers? Yeah, see, this is the lazy guy that sleeps in and doesn't come to the meetings. I mean, he's still sleeping. Sun's already that high in the sky and he's still in bed. Oh, let's see here too. Oh, yep, look. And any second now. Oh, he just ran in there and interrupted them. Here, take some bread. Come on. No, do your thing. No. What were you doing? Whoa, okay. That door got spammed while they were entering. Jeez. Okay. And then pretty soon there will be a baby villager sitting in there with them. Yes, there he is. Welcome to the world, little guy. And I assume he's going to be taking a room in the apartment building. So I've started clearing off this whole area around the well. I even destroyed a house that was right here because it was a bit too close, I thought. But I have cleared off this area, flattened it out with just flat grass, and now is time to start planning the area around the well. I'd love to have kind of like a big circular area that they can all meet inside, maybe even lined with hedges of some sort. I think that would be very cool. So I think the first part is figuring out a circle. So the template that I'm using does this sort of thing where it's like every other block that's shown. I'm using a circle template. I don't want to just freehand a circle and have it be really, really ugly. So there we go. That is the circle all the way around this area, and I think that's a big enough spot for all of the villagers to stand here happily. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, this is looking pretty good. I've got just some acacia leaves for now. I might mix in oak leaves. Yeah. I've got acacia leaves for now, but I might mix in like oak leaves and stuff like that. But we've got hedges around the corners. I haven't touched the straightaways at all, but I might creep these in a little bit if I feel like it. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll creep these in a little bit. What about 1, 2, 1, 2? It's pretty good because that's the width of the road then. So 1, 2. There we go. And it's nice because these 3 roads match up. But then this one, it starts here and somehow works its way over here. So we'll just have to straighten out that road a little bit. But I would like it to still come in this way. Maybe it makes a turn right here or something. And then, yeah, should I make these too tall? Ooh, I don't know. I think for now we'll just leave it at 1 tall. It looks pretty nice. And there we go. That is much nicer than it was before, with it crowded against other buildings and just like overall not big enough for the eventual size of the city. So this is definitely better. Let's see, I need to move these torches a little bit, move them around. But other than that, this is definitely a step in the right direction, I think. So the next thing I'm going to build is a workshop trading area. And that's going to have rooms for like the toolsmith, weaponsmith, armor, and stonemason. And it's just going to have kind of like a 3x3 area like we had back at the apartment building. And each of those is going to just be kind of like a work site for the person or the villager to have his like job site block at and everything. And then it'll be easily accessible from the outside so that I can trade, you know, lots of times. When one villager is tired of making trades, I can just move on to the next one. So the back post is going to be right about here, and then we're going to have a 1, 2, 3 space. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, whoops. So then it'll be a 3x3 area within this square. I'll have logs for the corner posts and then like fence or something along the edges. I'm going to have a large channel along the center because I want there to be 2 sides to this trading hall. The channel is just going to be where they can enter from, and I won't really ever go back there. So there's going to be another, is that right? Yeah, another square here. And so there will be just a row of these and a row of those back there, and this will be open. This is where all the doors will be so that they can get in. So 1, 2, 3. So each of these points will have the vertical logs to kind of frame out the area. So 3 on the sides, and I'm going to have the roof slant up in the middle. So that's all of the pillars up, and you can see what I mean about the roof will slant up in the middle. Each of these will be a workstation that I can access. So along this center area, there will be a wall like this on both sides. So there we go, that's the back walls now. And those will probably actually go all the way up to the top. Still not totally sure how the roof line looks yet. Now since this is like a kind of workshop kind of place where all of the villagers are going to be using, you know, grindstones and furnaces and all that sort of stuff, I've decided that the floor should probably not be dirt, just because, you know, that would be bad. And also, it shouldn't be wood because that seems like a safety hazard. So I've gotten a mixture of cobblestone, stone, and mossy cobblestone that I'm going to lay down in here to just give this a nice finished look, as well as I don't know. Yeah, just make it look better, basically. Now, a tip that I've heard before from other YouTubers is that a good way to get a random mixture of blocks is just to be constantly scrolling through like this as you're placing. That way you don't even know what you're placing. Obviously, since I'm on PS4, I can't scroll as fast as the guys on computer, but I think it'll be enough that I won't be like looking at what blocks I'm placing. Well, if that even works, or if that's just gonna... Oh, okay, that worked there. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's definitely more randomized than not. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to place a block. So that's one side all done, and yeah, it looks fairly randomized. I'm happy with that. It looks good. There we go. Got the second side all finished up, and sweet. I think it looks really, really good. Honestly, like kind of better than I was expecting. So the next step is going to be putting in the fence and stuff like that, or maybe, yeah. Instead, I actually think that I'm going to put on the roof now, and see if we could do that. So that's going to be using a lot of slabs. So this is the curvature of the roof that I'm going to want to have. And then I will have that go all the way down, obviously, and overhang a little bit too. So the roof is all up, and I went ahead and put in slabs down there. That will just kind of separate the little workstations, and I can look over and like trade with them and stuff like that still. And I'm going to put fences to separate the workstations, because here they can't jump out or anything. But here they could if it was just the slabs, and I'd like to keep each of them in their own little space. Now, I believe that villagers can open trapdoors. I sure hope so, because I like this look of having the trapdoors in there. It just kind of continues this like level that has been made. So I'm gonna watch this guy, and hopefully he gets out when it's time to go to bed. But apart from possibly trading out the trapdoors for doors, I believe that this place is finished, like structure-wise. You've got this center area that you can walk through to enter each of the rooms. And then you've got each workstation can be traded at. Now each of these workstations is going to have a job site block at it. And let's see, I've got 4 on a side, so 8 total job sites. Which means if I had 4 jobs I wanted to be here, that was the armorer, toolsmith, weaponsmith, and the stonemason, then each of them are going to have 2 rooms that I'll just put next to each other. And I think I can fit 2 blocks in each. So for example, we'd have 2 blast furnaces here, 2 blast furnaces here, and then 2 grindstones and 2 grindstones. So I need 4 of each of those blocks. I'll do the blast furnaces again back here on the back side. We'll do the stone cutters. The smithing tables. And finally, the grindstones. So now there are plenty of job opportunities. As you can see, a lot of villagers are pouring into this area. Hopefully they'll decide to start going actually in here sometime. But for now, this is alright. There are tons of deals and stuff that I can now do, and my villagers aren't just sitting around doing nothing anymore. So that is going to conclude our video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a lot of progress done on the village, building up the workshop, the apartment building, and cleaning up the well area. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So that wraps up our video, and normally I would ask you guys to like and subscribe, and while I still want you to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, most of you already are subscribed according to YouTube's analytics. So rather, I would like to ask you a favor, and that is to share my channel with a friend, especially if they're into Minecraft or video gaming. Just tell somebody about it if you enjoy my content. It would really mean a lot. And yeah, thank you. Next episode, I'm going to be building the iron factory using up some of the villagers that we've got now. And it'll be great. See you then.